What are some of the unconscious biases? We hear about that now with our, unknowing prejudices and not meaning to, or subconscious or subtle actions that we do or don't do. What are some unconscious bias that you see, and then what can we do to overcome those?
I think one of the things is that we have to stop and listen. We really have to stop and listen. And we need to involve the people who we are trying to improve, quote unquote, improve, because you're not improving people, you're developing skills, but provide access and equity. They need to be at the table. So, for example, I had a conversation with one of our partners yesterday, and these are his words, not mine. He said, Loretta, let's just be honest. I'm a white guy. My friends are white guys with good hearts. We want to change the world, but you can't have a table full of white men and you're going to change the world. That's a bias. So if you are a person and you look around the room in a meeting and it's all the same, that's a problem. That's an unconscious bias. That's one. Using the word underprivileged is one of those thorns. This is not about being privileged. It's about access and equity.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So change the concept of, it's a theory thing, right? It's a mindset thing, not a theory. It's a mindset thing. It's because of the way that we've been raised and the environments that we've been raised and the plagues that have been on us. So the word privileged means that you are and I'm not. But let's think about, you'll never hear us talk about equality. This is not about equality, Steve. It's about equity. See, when I'm going to a baseball game and maybe I want to look at the game from the outside, right? But I'm handicapped, or I may be 5 years old and I may be 16. If you give me the same size ladder as you give the 16-year-old, if I'm in a wheelchair, I can't see. But if you give me a ladder that allows me to see over the fence, and you allow the 16-year-old to stand, and the 5-year-old has a ladder that's higher than mine, then we all can see the same game.
That's a good point. I've never heard it put that way.
That's what equity is. It's not equality. Because if it was equality, all of us would have a ramp, or all of us would have a ladder. And that means that the 16-year-old would still be higher. The 16-year-old would still be able to see further. The 16-year-old will still be heard. The 60-year-old will still have a better view. But when we want to change, and we really want to make a change, we have to think about what is true access and equity. Access and equity is talking about Supergirl Stein Foundation when we're not around, making sure that when people are writing conscious checks, that they are writing it to organizations like ours who is doing the work. That you're not giving to the same organizations all the time, but you're literally looking at, okay, what is it worth for one girl to be changed, to have an internship with a Fortune 500 company at the age of 16 from Sunnyside, Texas?
That is priceless.
Priceless. I can't even tell you the value that added to her life, but to her mother's life, to her siblings' life, and to the way she shows up in life in general.
Talks about that inner shine again.
Oh, there it is. So those are some of the unbiases, using the word underprivileged, making sure we understand the difference between access, equity, and equality, and then making sure that if you are really wanting to change the world, invite Loretta Williams Gurnell to the table.